Any other questions? I mean, I'll shut up here.
Yeah, I was watching. You're only using a single kick pedal on that 22, but you were doing some like triple kicks on there.
Yeah. I basically take, again, the box thing. I take the same concepts we work on with our hands. You know, like basically thinking. Again, I keep this. I'll probably, you know, like think to myself. That kind of idea with that, right? You know, doing that, and so that. That I think of every variation. I think or like that's one-handed. I could do it. Actually, alternate hand is even more difficult and sounds cooler on the drum set. I'm actually alternating my hands on purpose. You don't have to. You just go right, left, right, left. I was going right, left, right, left, just to get some kind of a juxtaposition that sounds a little disjointed. But this idea, ultimately, that what's going on with the bass, where I'm stealing that from still is, everyone will always say John Bonham, because that's what everyone knows. They know these kind of things. They've heard, you know, now I'm going off of hip-hop. You know, what's the... Or... I mean, that's just a triplet. I'm thinking triple, triple. Again, 1 and 2 and, but instead of an E and an A being placed, I'm playing two other. I'm thinking 16th note triplet. Triple, triple. But that's only 1 a lead and a lead, 2 a lead. So if I slow down my metronome, I think to myself, you know, 1 a lead, 1 a lead and a lead. We put that in a beat context. Ready and play and 1. Oh, my bad, sorry. 1 and 2. That's slow, right? 1 lead. I could do that, but actually, yeah, this tempo, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 right? That idea there. So it's, you really have to work it slow, and then that's like 1 and 2. Same concept up here with those ghosted notes again. Saw my buddy sneak in. That's guys, I gotta give props to my man Chris Nix. This is all the music you heard earlier that I was running. He's the guy that writes all of it, and he's my partner in crime, guitar virtuoso. With Chris, he's probably sick to death of hearing these, yeah, because I do this all the time. Every little variation, but that same idea of taking that figure on the bass drum, what sounds like a double kick figure, and isolating the first. Now that said, as a caveat, there's no way I cannot create the power of like what a double bass pedal when somebody goes, you know, like it's a. Sorry, I'll put my 2 feet over here, you know. No, I mean, when somebody goes, you can do that all day, and it's just like, wow. That's so. The single foot thing is like all the great funk drummers I've ever heard have just amazingly fast feet. Again, the Gospel Chops website I was talking about, that Gospel Chops, gotta check out what these guys do with their feet. Jeff can attest to it. It's pretty amazing with that. Cool. Other questions? Yes, sir.
Sort of going back to the thing. Maybe if you could talk a little bit about how to work on like polyrhythms.
Yeah, as far as you mean polyrhythms in terms of, do you mean like metric, like quintuplets, or do you mean more like rhythm versus rhythm type thing?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. If like we're just saying, like when I think of a good example would be a fairly simple thing everyone knows. What's the 2 against 3? I wish I can't think of it. 6/8 time, or you know, some people will say. Mechanical breakdown here. That idea of polyrhythm. I mean, poly means what? Many, right? Or you know, 2 or more, many. You know, you've got a lot of different definitions with it. That idea of establishing a couple different feels. So if I'm thinking to myself, like again, maybe borrow from the click, maybe with a triplet. and 2 and 1 and, but I'm really not making it that complicated. I go to a simple rhythm, and it's most of you in middle school band played it somewhere. Ding ding dun 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 dun. What I'm doing is distributing on the kit, so maybe I have the constant feel here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Forget the drum set thing for a minute. Think in terms of a box, you know. Can anyone do that with me? Go ahead. So I'm going right, right, left, right, left. Pardon me, sorry, excuse me. Together, right, left, right, together, right, left, right, together, right, left, right, together, right, left, together. Okay, the tough part is then to go, okay, let's swap that. Together, left, right, left. Together, left, right, left. Together, left, right, left. So our left hand's going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So anywhere you go, idea. So that's one of the most common like polyrhythms. I tend to deal a lot more. The ones I do a lot are in 16th. Like, even know what a samba is again from these like Groove Essential posters. Heard this figure. I mean, it's a Brazilian. It's a derivative of the larger Brazilian styles of music. But this earlier, I think one of you guys mentioned bossa nova. You're saying they're bossa and samba. They both tend to have the same kind of a drum pattern from our perspective, but they're very different musical styles. Bossa's a very subtle, real cool, like loungy. I take a brush usually, and I play it on here. You wouldn't play this. This drum set would be horrible for going to do. By the way, that's also one little aside. Application. Know what you're going to go play musically. Don't take the double bass rack kit down to play. When your friends that like to play jazz or something, are saying, hey, let's go play. For my friend's party. Where he's playing in the corner, and you show up with a big kit. I need more room. Okay, it's definitely, half the battles, if your drums sound right for the application, like a little bass drum or something, you're going to be able to play soft with some intensity. Conversely, I make the mistake, Chris can attest to this, I try and show up to the, and that's a bad analogy, I won't use that, but basically I always try and show up to like the rock gig, and I'm showing up with my little jazz kit, and then I can't figure out why I'm like at, when I got little 13-inch hi-hats, I got one little cymbal, and I'm like, I can't keep up with his guitar cabinet, and I'm like, there's no keeping up with his guitar cabinets. He's always going to win that battle. So